Hello, everybody. Welcome. I'm Erin.
I'm Eric.
More Full Circle Florals. So we realized we haven't done a goal update in quite a while. So we're here to do that. I
We are.
actually found, so we couldn't for a long time find our old goal sheets.
Yeah.
So luckily we had them in our head and in our heart. But I
Yeah.
did find them. So let's see what we got. So original goals, I'm going to rattle them out real quick from 3-2.
You know,
So,
you're
oh,
shouting.
I'm sorry. I don't
There you
need,
go.
you're right.
No, you have a microphone.
I forgot about the
Okay.
microphone.
Sorry. I'm like, you're probably scaring the little kids over there.
Kids.
Don't scare the kids.
Okay. So from 3-24, our goals were plan as much as possible.
3, 2. Oh, March 2nd. Got it. I was
Yeah,
like,
March
from
2nd.
numbers 3 to 24. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
What about 1 and 2? Continue. Please go on with the class.
So I'm just going to rattle these off here. That was the first one from March 2nd, as he so gently put. We definitely planned it as much as we possibly could.
Oh
I
my
feel
gosh.
like I can't imagine.
I think we planned it until we were cross-eyed.
We did. There was a lot. There is still a lot. We're distracted by birds because we're kind of down here and there's the forest behind us, and the little birds just came out to kick around and be cute. Anyway, the second on the list was create a space for enjoyment, beauty, and great photos. And we have, so this actually, I don't think there's any of this is on that I've posted on YouTube yet,
Oh.
but we did actually make a couple of purchases to kind of create that space that we're kind of going for, where you can kind of come and hang out. So we brought down one of the tables with the umbrellas and got some really cool chairs from the
I
Restore.
loved that we went shopping at like the Habitat for Humanity
Habitat for
shop.
Humanity Restore is
Yeah, we
so
were driving
cool.
down to Chico and talking about
yeah.
lawn chairs, and it was like, let's just go look for some used ones. And we got there, and there was like dining chairs for
Yeah, they're dining
$8 or
chairs, but they're
something.
like, they have the metal base and then a nice vinyl. I'm like, these are gonna be
Mhm.
so easy to clean. This
Yeah.
is the way. So we got a set of 4 of those, and we got a nice little table over there with a little fan in case you get warm.
Yeah.
And then we got a little table that we could use for our flower bar.
It
Because
wasn't
it's just
a little table though.
it's a big table. I mean, it's a
rectangular
table,
table.
wooden,
It's
and I
nice.
sanded it down and the chippy paint on it.
Yeah, it
So
looked really
it's
cool.
cute. So that's the new flower bar that'll go next to kind of the booth we were using. And we got a really cute decoration that is a super cute turquoise bicycle. Yeah, you'll start seeing pictures pop up in our different places. I think I put one on the website, and the photographer from last night captured it, so that'll be coming up in her gallery on the website.
Yeah,
and on several other social media bits.
Justine hooked us up with that desk too.
Yeah, so
that was adorbs.
Yeah, there's a new prop up in here. One of the photographers, Justine, who we've known for a long time. In fact, I shot her wedding.
Yeah,
I shot her wedding way back in the day. She went all the way up to Reading, which is a good hour drive
away,
from here, and picked it up. So when she's like, well, do you want to keep it here? And I was like, well, how about I just buy it off you for flowers? I will barter. I love that. So if you got something that I want, let's talk.
Yeah. That desk was adorable. That little old vintage desk, and somebody had painted it like a turquoise color.
It's like a minty,
so cool. Yeah.
School.
Yeah, it looks like mint chip ice cream.
Yeah. Well, it reminds me of, we have that one table that's out in the outdoor bathroom. That's that old school table. It was like a science table. It's kind of that greeny color. For a hot minute, I was like,
oh, the one that we painted chalk paint on the top of that I used to use.
No.
What are you talking about?
I'll have to remind you, because I think you've forgotten.
Okay.
It's out there in the outdoor bathroom. We don't actually have an outdoor bathroom. We have an area that we've been trying to make an outdoor bathroom for years.
Yeah.
That's super close. Like, we were really close. But it was just a cow shed kind of a thing. But really cute, wood. Anyway, that's a whole nother discussion. So yeah, we've been kind of trickling things in to feel more cozy and to create a space where you can come and hang out. Because we had noticed that, what day was that? Thursday? Was it Thursday? One of the days this week. We were out here a lot of days this week. They're blurring together, but like Thursday, Friday. No, you were at school. Saturday. We have multiple neighbors just come down and hang out. And we were like, this is exactly what we hoped for.
Yeah.
This was our goal, to create that space for enjoyment, beauty. And then, so the number 3 on there was to foster a sense of community. So I'm thinking that's happening. I love that so much. I love that so much. To be profitable.
Oh, I wasn't. Yeah, profitable.
That is undetermined. Yeah, is yet to be determined because but there's a lot of factors still. But we're doing it. I mean, we're kind of cranking along and seeing what we can. We doing what we can do. Be water wise. We're working on that too. I mean, that's kind of a work in progress.
We are about as water wise as we possibly could be.
Yeah, we went down to half time.
Yeah, using the drip lines alone, like what we noticed. I don't remember when the last time was that we talked about these goals. I feel like it was before we even set up the watering system.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So we set up the drippers, and what that ended up doing was, with the irrigation system that currently exists on the property, the property is 40 acres, and it's broken into sections for the irrigation, what we've learned with the system that exists. And what we've had to do is actually water 1.5 sections, because just the 4 rows worth of watering that we're doing, like the section, if we were to talk about like the tree rows, it's like what, probably 20 rows
more,
25 rows of
it's
trees.
The rest of the whole 4 acres,
right? So like the 25 rows of trees that we're normally watering was one section. We're only watering 4 rows, well 3 really now, and just setting up that drip line in that spot was enough that I had to open up and adjust a second section so that there wasn't too much pressure on the lines and causing problems with the system. So I'd say that's proof in the pudding that we're being efficient with water.
Yeah, we're doing our best on that.
Next step is like doing more improvements on the well itself, like getting that pressure release valve adjusted so that it's vertical instead of horizontal. Yeah, like that's a big one. I think that's the biggest.
Yeah, and our ag guys got his place was opened up while we were at the conference a few weeks ago, so that's really good. So the next one is continue to use regenerative agricultural practices. Practices. I think that's his practices. It's my writing.
Is it practices or practices?
Practices. Anyway, we are definitely still doing that. We have been continually trying to set mulch. It just keeps not happening. But there is we have all the first row mulched and part of 2 and 3 row mulched. We've only used all organic fertilizer, and
it has been so hot.
It's been hot.
Like we had a week where it was 117, 18, 19. And the hard part was like, it's one thing to be hot during a portion of the day, but it wasn't even cooling off at night. There was a spell there for a couple of weeks where it was still over 100 degrees throughout the night. So there was never any cool off period. So
yeah, that's been rough.
So yeah, it makes it really hard to be motivated to get out here and
like we're kind of just rolling out going, oh, okay.
Yeah, doing what we can and running out of steam.
Because even in the morning, it's been okay, but by like time to wrap up, we're like, okay, let's go. It's warm. So improve soil and do a soil test. Still have not done this.
We have not done the soil test.
But I mean, as far as soil improvement, we are adding mulch.
And I feel like, well, not necessarily. I mean, we've been using the what?
There's a bug. I got it.
Oh, you patted.
We were using. No, sorry.
We were using that Coco Loco or whatever. We used some of the stuff from Brett's.
Yeah.
From Kenny Nursery. We've been using the fish guts or the fish poop.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like
hopefully that's soil improvement. Mycorrhizae, if nothing else.
I feel like we still have an opportunity, and we were using that other stuff. That
it needs a lot of organic matter still, but
and we still have an opportunity to like test what it was at the baseline before we started, because we can just go over another row or two rows, and just because we're only doing it in the 3 or 4 rows,
like going back into time.
And so I don't think that much distance is going to make that big
No,
of a difference.
we'll get
for
there.
the soil
We'll get
test.
there.
Yeah.
It's been a wild ride. The next one was bring joy to people. I will tell you, I feel like 100% that.
Wait,
100% that.
quote, I feel like I'm at Disneyland.
Yeah, that's one of the
had
quotes
one
from
of the
last week.
people come and say that the
This
other
week.
day. It was so
Yeah.
adorable. And this little girl right now that they're doing family portraits with, she got out of the car and goes, "Wow!"
Yeah.
And just
We're
keeps
told
saying
her
it over
first
and
word
over.
was flower.
And
Like
now
she
she's
loves
so
flowers.
excited that she won't say flower. She just
I
keeps
love
saying,
it.
"Wow!"
They're gonna get some incredible images
Oh
over
yeah,
there. The
this is
sunset
such
is
a
really
good
beautiful.
time for the
Like you can see that
light.
warm light. This is golden hour, everybody.
Mhm.
So when you see that on the website, it says come book your golden hour. Like this is that warm, just yeah, fun. Anyway, so there's that for sure. Establish workflow, manageable and balanced. That has been rough. I'm gonna say that we're gonna call a draw on that for now.
Well, yeah. Things have been fun.
Foster a love of flower farming in our kids, or at least open their eyes to the possibilities. I'm not sure that's occurring.
It was initially. It seemed like they were in it to win it.
Tired.
And yeah.
Look at the covey of quail.
Focus.
No, I'm gonna record it. Oh my gosh, they're so cute over there. Look. So they have nests in the blackberry.
This is their second set of offspring this season, isn't it?
Well, those kind of look like teenagers.
Yeah, but no, if you look past, you can see some of the little ones too.
Possibly. Anyway, they're cute. Okay, so quick quail break. You have to see what we see sometimes.
I don't remember what we were talking about.
We were talking about
whether or not the boys were enjoying and engaging.
I don't think we have to go super deep in that. I would just say like it was a lot of work up front and everybody's a little bit burnt out. And like I was just noticing like on some of my flower groups, they're like August is like flower farmer burnout month.
That's legit. I mean, like I said, it's been
like,
so hot and miserable.
Yeah, it's
like
rough.
Don't even like taking the dogs out to play. It's
been too hot.
It's rough.
This has been the hottest summer we've had in
I feel like it'll be
years, so.
I feel confident that it'll revitalize in
absolutely.
late September.
Absolutely.
Once things start cooling down.
Yeah. Well, and if we end up doing the sunflower patch, which I did a little poll on Facebook for like which ones you would want and put several options up. It sounds like people want a little bit of a mix. So I'm going to look into ordering those and then getting that done. And then we'll talk about some sunflower picks, because if they're 60-dayers, so if you plant them 60 days later, they're ready. So even if we were to plant them at the beginning of September, they'd be ready for the beginning of November. So we have some time. We have a little buffer. It's only the beginning of August. So okay, so that's the end of the first goal set. Second goal set was get office more organized. I feel like I'm doing that. I feel like I'm doing really good at that. I feel like I got all the waivers in the spreadsheet. I started a like weekly checklist because I noticed, because we're changing our hours kind of, as we're trying to adapt to like what is actually happening here at the farm. So we're back to Saturdays and Sundays, 8 to 11 currently. And then doing VIP hours for like if you have big groups or, whatever. We're entertaining that, which is cool. And then doing the golden hour photography session. So that's in the evening. We don't have to do a ton of work for that. We just kind of show up and just host. So I feel like that's definitely coming along because I've got all my stuff updated. The website's getting much easier to do. So I've been updating that pretty often. So next one is find my flow with subscriptions. I have.
Yeah, I feel like you would.
I have. Boy, it's gotten even warmer. Like, look at how that's kind of like even really red. I'm feeling very dewy. I'm really not as sweaty as I'm looking. Where's my makeup person? Makeup? Here.
They're on break.
No one's showing up. It's fine. Anyway, I have found my flow with subscriptions and I'm delivering some really beautiful combos. This last one was so gorgeous. Yeah. Loving the corals. Most of those are from the subscription garden, but I did come down and snag some corals for those because they're really, really pretty. Watering system and planting. We did that. So that's a check. Long-term equipment, more functional tractor. So we did get the tractor fixed. which was nice. And then put up another greenhouse and make the other one more secure. So I think what we're finding, because these goals were April 13th of 2024. So God, we were not even done planting. Did we even start planting at that point? I don't even think we had started planting. So
I don't think so, because we were still waiting on the watering system.
Right. So now we're very clear about the fact that most of the stuff that I planted down here does not need to be greenhoused. In fact, it's very obvious when you look at, so I planted zinnias that I started, on heat mat and then transferred to the greenhouse and then watered with my blood, sweat, and tears. And they are like a quarter of the size of the ones that I just direct sowed.
Yeah.
Like a month and a half after first frost.
Yeah. Good to know.
So we know that now. Is that the wind?
Is what the wind?
Do you hear that?
Yes, it's the wind in the cottonwood.
Oh, it's such a pretty sound. Like wind in the willows.
Are you having a moment?
Yeah, it's pretty. It's very pretty down here. I know now I'm blind. Don't look directly at the sun.
Yeah, that's usually a bad idea.
Anyway.
Doesn't end well.
So long term, yeah, we did get the tractor fixed, so that's been awesome. We needed it because we've been doing, you pick blackberries down here, and we needed it to scrape off the dead blackberries because the sun was just searing things for those few weeks. And in order to get back to berries that were delicious, we had to peel this layer that was in front back. So that was kind of fun. But we do still have those in mind. Eventually, I wouldn't mind doing some kind of greenhouse or at least hoop housey kind of thing somewhere, just to be able to baby things along, because it has been a crazy buggy year. I've been
the aphids and the grasshoppers and stuff.
Not aphids so much, but grasshoppers and leaf hoppers and other weird little beetles I've never seen before. In fact, I've had to leave, sadly, my Dawn Creek zinnias from Floret and a whole nother row in my subscription garden that I'm just like, go ahead, just eat that. Because the grasshoppers come up and eat that, but they aren't really going much further. So they're that's kind of what I've given, sacrificial to the grasshopper gods. Fine, take them. I do have some other Dawn Creeks, and I've been getting some. Mostly, I'll probably just save the seed and then just grow them again next year. I've had really good luck with the ones I have, so that's nice. Streamline plant production. I think that's kind of what we have been talking about. Just direct sow.
Yeah.
Direct sow. I don't think we need to do as much plant production, and I think ultimately I will end up buying flats of things, if anything, later. If I want additional stuff, there are some things that I want. So I'll get those, but I don't think I'm going to do a ton in the greenhouse. Will we need
to be planting as much next year as we did this year? Because isn't that all going to reseed?
I mean, it'll reseed some, but we will need to add more. For the zinnias, I need to add, but we'll direct sow.
Right.
So as far as stuff that's going to come out of the greenhouse, I do. There are a few other things that I want that I know I can get from Farmer Bailey's. That's where I got the flats from last time. And we know how to get them in much easier. Plus, we have a bunch that's going to transfer out of the subscription garden down to here. There's the oxeye daisies and a bunch of different Shasta daisies. And try to propagate that one zinnia I have. It's just fabulous for cutting. The stems on it are so long and they last forever.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, we're working on that. Pruning trees. We have not done any pruning that wasn't absolutely necessary or just picking up the branches that fall. It's been too busy. It's been too hot. Didn't do it. So that's fine. Better hardware for media production. We have
microphones.
Yeah, that was so. That's as good as. I did get a thing that goes around your neck that you put your phone in and allows you to work with your hands and record with it.
Have you used that yet?
I have not used it yet, but it's on the list. We'll get there. So we did improve our audio. That was on there, and we've done it. And then the last one on this list was maintain our sanity.
Oh, it's a work in progress. A work in progress.
Work in progress.
We're sure trying. Life is certainly throwing us knuckleballs, curveballs, splitters, two-seamers,
this year. So slurs. I've been saying, honestly, this year's theme is insult to injury. it's just adding insult to injury at this point. Like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Like, we start this flower farm and we get set back with our watering, and then we get set back
miss
with
the
the bugs,
crucial.
and we get set back with the heat. And then Eric and I left. We were just really getting going. We launched the blackberry picking. That was great. And then we were like, okay, I think we can trickle in flower pickers.
It was like things
Yeah,
like
okay,
we'd improvise.
that didn't work. Okay, next. Then we were like, okay, we're going to open up the flower farm. We got people coming for that. And then we were scheduled to go down for a conference for Eric's work. And it was like, pew, like, oh my gosh, everything just kind of out. Not with people coming necessarily, but like I felt like my momentum just was completely lost. And so that was hard, just knowing we were like losing that momentum. But we went down there and I was going to get to see friends and he was going to have a nice conference. And we went that night and we got to see some old friends, which is nice, and have dinner with them down the street from our hotel, which was Disney View. We should show the fireworks.
Did you record it?
I did
that
record.
First night?
Yeah. So what do you guys think? Oh, okay, there you go. There. So yeah, that was pretty cool to get to see that.
Yeah.
We got upgraded because we drove down and everybody else flew. So when we checked in, they were like, "Oh, we're gonna upgrade you." We're like, "Oh yeah." So it was a great night. It was such a nice night. And then got up in the morning and he went to his conference and my friend came and picked me up and picked up our other friends. So the three of us got to hang out for a while and we were floating in her pool when I got up to go to the bathroom or something and checked my phone, and my son had called and said there is a huge fire that started at Bidwell Park in Chico. I'm really worried about it, and they're issuing evacuations. And everything just kind of went totally sideways from there.
Yeah.
Totally sideways. Because we didn't end up in like full evacuation. We were in like evac warning, but all the way around us, everybody was
like
in full, like literally across the street from the flower farm
Yeah.
was full evacuation.
Yeah.
Most of these people are farmers; they ain't leaving, but some did, But our kids were here alone, so that was our big thing. We were like, oh my gosh, and we literally like had a family meeting before we went and talked about, okay, well, what if there's a fire? What do you do? And no. Like we've had a plan for a long time. We've talked about it till we were blue in the face, and the boys did execute the plan. We're able to. They pulled the RV out. Like our oldest was able to install the tow hitch.
Yeah, the fifth wheel hitch.
The fifth wheel
I had
hitch.
him on FaceTime. I was sitting in the room while she was down with her friends. I was sitting in the room, like looking out the window, and I know it was 9:30 because the fireworks show at Disneyland was starting, and I have Forrest on my phone on FaceTime, and I'm coaching him through how to hook up the fifth wheel hitch in the back of the dually that he's never driven, and the fireworks are just in the background, and I'm like,
Chaos.
I just feel so dirty right now. Like I can't even, like, this is gross. Like I'm trying not to look at the fireworks while he's hooking up the hitch, and then he managed to back it up to the trailer and get the trailer hooked up, and I FaceTimed like how to get the trailer leveled out and
all the things
dropped
that
and
needed to happen.
like, and then that was going until like 3:00 in the morning.
Yeah, we had a friend come out and tow the boys and the RV out and parked it at their house, and it was just chaos. And then we were down there, and we're not even together at this point. Like I'm staying at my friend's like an hour plus away from where he's at, so he's like trying to function at the conference, and I'm watch duty all day every day and on the phone and coordinating, and it was
struggling with wanting to come home. We both wanted to just come home, but that
was my first instinct.
Logically speaking, both of us understood that it wasn't going to do any good to be home. The boys had already done everything plus. Like they had done so much more than they needed to do. They were so prepared. They were so ready. When Forrest called us at like 5 in the afternoon to say the fire was going, they'd already had their bug out bags and all of the valuable stuff loaded in the pickup.
Yeah.
I was like, you got the dogs? And they're
All
like,
right.
yeah, we even got the cats. And I'm like, then you're good. I mean, everything they did from that point on was above and beyond. And so us driving 9 hours to get home in the middle of the night would have just been counterproductive. We would have ended up staying at somebody else's place, and
Yeah.
they would have had to like support us as much as we supported them, because we would have been a hot mess because we were so exhausted. Like it just logically it wasn't going to work out that we come up, but the boys did fine. They did amazing.
They did great.
They're recovering well
we've
from
still
it.
literally just been unpacking.
Yeah, we did not get hit by the fire, in case we didn't.
We did not. No, we actually on our little. Was calling it the Golden Triangle because we were on yellow evacuation warning, but never on full red evac. Our little Golden Triangle. We actually share a property line with like Cal Fire, kind of share.
Oh, with the
like they're our next neighbor over to the south. So I think that kind of put us in a safer spot. But it still was chaos because then we had to get everything home, get them home, get the animals home, get everybody situated again in the midst of our big stand freezer kept breaking.
Oh my gosh,
it's like
the freezer
yard every had, but like it's just been like one thing after another. And then the boys ended up there was an accident, and we ended up the car is dead, so we now have to get a new car. That was Monday of last week. Yeah, everyone's fine. Car is not. So rest in peace, baby.
Yeah.
Our car was named Baby. Ice Baby.
Yeah. We love that car.
We love that car
so much.
So there were some tears. That was really hard. Yeah. We said goodbye today. I had to go down and get the last of the paperwork and stuff out of it, and
that was tough.
Sign it over and say, all right, go ahead, do what you need to do. And so we're super hopeful because I like overpay on my payments. So I'm hoping my overpayments and the fact that, we were at least a couple of years into our loan, that the value is still high enough that we have some settlement to be able to get another car.
Yeah.
So cross your fingers for us.
Start over.
Because we really like that. Because that was a bummer. But I mean, it's happening. We'll figure it out. We always figure it out.
We're still here.
Still alive.
You still put up with me, so.
I know. Here we are. So, yeah, I think, as far as our goals, I don't know if I have any new goals. Survive.
I feel like we're doing all right there,
yeah.
Yeah. New goals, definitely, like on a serious note.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to think about the car anymore. Solar or tanks or something for the irrigation system, because with the new way we have the irrigation system set up, it doesn't run into a tank and then irrigate it. You have to turn the water on, and it just runs the pump the whole time. And so what it's doing is it's just financially it's killing us, because we have to, since we're
lovely PG&E is
because we're using drip lines, and we're using drip lines so that we're not using we're concentrating the amount of slow water, which means you have to run the pump the entire time.
Yeah.
So 2 hours a day, 7 days a week, or even 4 days a week is just it's annihilating us. That's definitely the big one.
Yeah. All right. I think that's a big one. We definitely need to focus on solar and tanks. Anything else that's bigger goals?
That to me is the biggest. Like,
I
feel like everything else we just getting through year one. Like, yeah.
So there's our goals: survive, and then focus on getting solar and tanks. Good deal. High five. I think we're killing it.
Still loving each other.
So thanks for joining us for our Sutton Northeast. It's kind of nice because it keeps us accountable, and you get to know where we're kind of headed. We're still going towards making some place still. That's a thing for sure. But I love the joy that's coming out of it, and the flowers. Oh my gosh. Loving those. You hear that weird sound?
Yeah, it was a bird.
We also have some really good ideas going for like Halloween and September and October. I think are going to be super fun out here. Good big ideas.
Yeah.
I'll have to share them with you.
Okay.
We'll share them with you later.
Okay.
Thanks for joining us.
Watch us survive. I adore you.
Row.
Yeah, watch us grow.